Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my supreme pleasure to introduce to you South Florida's Mr. Folk, Michael Stock.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Our studio audience is picking up mainly because our guests are clapping.
Yes, thank you very much, and welcome to New Traditions. This is the first I want to thank my co-host, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe IV. Thank you, Edgar.
Well, thank you, Mr. Stock.
Well,
no applause, please.
No,
please.
This show is called New Traditions. We're here every week on this channel. At this time, also other times, I'll get into that later on the show, but New Traditions is a program that we broadcast right here from South Florida at the Anna Brenner Myers Telecommunications Center in Dade County, and we bring to you people from our community with their special talents, and we call the show New Traditions because we ask the guests to do something original, something new. And today's guest is Linda Graham, president of the Folk Club of South Florida. Also, our other guest is Tim McNamara. He's the theater director at the Expressive Arts Center at the South Miami Elementary School.
That's right.
And Edgar Allan Poe, my co-host, and I have a ongoing segment that we ask everybody to send in their T-shirts so we may wear them and show them to other people in South Florida. And today my T-shirt is nothing else but my place of employment, WLRN Radio. This is our public radio station in South Florida, 91.3 FM, and I wear the shirt proudly.
And me too. I wear my shirt proudly too, Mike.
And what shirt are you wearing?
This is sort of a family heirloom. There's a little bit of controversy before this show because
What's it say?
our boss sort of thought that, I don't know, maybe it was a little controversial. Can we get a little closer here on this shirt? So we, I don't know what was the objection was. Obviously, you have one animal here giving a back rub to the other one, giving a little massage or whatever. And it says, have your next affair at the Living Desert. And the Living Desert is where my mom lives. In fact, my niece went out to visit my mom out in California. They went to the petting zoo, and there were these animals, one of them giving the other a back rub, and my niece innocently took the picture. She thought it was a nice picture, took the picture. My mom made postcards out of it, sent it to everybody in the family. One of them went to my brother, who thought that was a great picture, and made these limited edition T-shirts.
Very nice.
Isn't that nice?
I prefer the shirts
family heirloom, sort of.
I prefer the shirts to be more central located. That has to do something with Miami or South Florida, whether it be your art show or your place of employment.
Not too picky.
Well, I'm asking for people to please send in their T-shirts. There'll be an address at the end of the show, so please.
Or hats, coats.
Coats,
whatever.
yeah, my coat needs. I need a new coat. Well,
whatever,
To our guests. Are we finished? Are you finished now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To our guest, our first guest, Linda Graham, president of the Folk Club of South Florida. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Michael.
I understand that you were just recently voted in as president of the Folk Club.
That's absolutely right. We just had an election about 2 weeks ago. I was acting president when our previous president stepped down. You know all this very well because you were the original
I was the first
founder
president.
of this organization. That's right. That's
I was
right.
president before there was
like
even an
Netflix.
election.
You were.
That's probably why you were president.
You were the founding father, as it were.
Well,
and so I'm the fourth
He was
president.
self-appointed president for life, but
Well, Linda is the new president, and so tell us, what do you envision as the Folk Club?
What do I envision it to be? Well, it's more. It's an ongoing weekly event that we put on over on Miami Beach at Amani's Natural Foods Restaurant at 830 Washington Avenue. And we put on regular entertainment, acoustic, folk music, Saturday nights, and we have 3 acts. And then on the last Friday of every month, we have an open mic where we invite anybody who has an instrument to come down and screw their courage and come right up on the stage and play. And so,
never mind.
Anyway, just let it pass. Anyway, so on the other hand, we also do other things within the community. We sort of branched out, and last year we've done 2 festivals. We invited Patrick Ball here, which was very successful, and also Steve Gillette. And we also do other things like our annual Amelia Earhart Memorial Jamboree and Review, and we have an original songwriters night, and we we just, try to keep the folk community alive and popping.
Do you think there is a folk community? You think there is?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There are lots of people out there who enjoy this kind of music, and there's not really a whole lot of places to go in Miami to hear just acoustic music that's not amplified and your ears aren't just, just totally burned out by the time you get through. And it's about the only other place, too, that musicians, people who aren't really professional making a living at it kind of musicians, have an opportunity to get some stage presence and to perform. So we provide a sort of a dual function here, offering people a place to play and also a place to hear really good music.
Okay, and
Of course, there's a folk community, Mr. Stock, as all our viewers, all of our fans for New Tradition. Everybody watching, there must be folk.
That's right, we all have folk people watching.
Yeah.
And if you're not watching, then you're not a folk fan. But before we lose the folk club theme here, I want you to talk. Just show us your newsletter there.
Well, I just was going to do a little plug for the folk club. Membership in our organization is $20 a year, which gets you this quarterly newsletter that comes out, giving you the schedule of events, current events going on around the state and local community, and also telling you when the meetings are and what's available and what other folk events are happening around town. There's lots of things going on, not just in Miami, but in Broward and Palm Beach and all around the state. So we do that. And also you get a spiffy, lovely T-shirt, which we'd love for you to have.
Oh,
and
great.
I'll see to it that you get one in my capacity as president
That's
now.
great. Okay.
Gee, can I get one, too?
You betcha.
Boy, there's quite a few perks with this job, Mr. Stock.
That's why we do it, Alan.
Golly.
I also, invited Linda as a guest on the show, and being that it's called New Traditions, we asked her to do something new, something in the traditional vein, but something new, something original. So, Linda, can you please perform a song for us?
Well, actually, I will, but it isn't new, and it isn't. You might consider it traditional, but.
Wait a minute.
What?
It's not new.
No, it's not new. No.
That's just one simple thing.
I know. Well, you see, there's always variations on a theme. My feeling is that I would not dare, I would never inflict any of my original stuff on anybody. I can steal much better stuff. And in fact, part of the traditional explanation of what folk is sort of sharing and handing down of information. So this is an old song with my interpretation on it. So that's
Okay.
the way
Well,
I look at it.
listen, since it's not original, maybe you wouldn't mind if Alan and I play along with you.
Yeah, we brought our instruments.
Can we
Sure.
kind of like pick along? Would you mind?
I don't think so, Michael. Thanks.
Okay.
Must have heard our theme.
Well, go ahead. Let me listen and let me see how it goes.
All right. Gotta take a sentimental journey. Gotta set my mind at ease. Gotta take a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Got my bags, I got my reservations. Spend each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be headed straight for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take a sentimental journey home. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be headed straight for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta take a sentimental journey home. Sentimental journey home.
made a good point here. Why should we, make our viewers suffer through all these insipid, self-indulgent original songs from these folkies, these country granola folkies with an axe to grind, when she can pull out an old standard like that and everybody loves a great tune?
Well, I think that's a compliment. Thanks.
Well, it is, absolutely. That was great. I love that.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
So what's your point,
That
Mr.
was-
Poe?
Well, maybe we should just trash this whole original song thing and make it mandatory that they do, something, the old chestnuts, the good one, the old tried and true ones, the ones
Well-
that have a track record of.
Well, I'll take that into
Popularity.
consideration, and I'll... No. Okay, well, thank you very much, Linda.
You're very welcome. Mike.
Let me remind our listeners that you're listening to New Traditions on cable TV, where you could watch us every week. We're repeated throughout the week on Mondays at 2:30 in the afternoon, Tuesdays at 10:30 in the morning, and Thursday evenings at 10 o'clock. So you could watch us all week long, New Traditions on cable TV.
If you didn't catch all the subtleties the first time around, if you're watching us on Monday, you got 2 more chances.
That's right.
Yeah. Try to figure out what these things are on the desk, all that kind of stuff.
Our other guest in the studio,
Well,
Tim.
before we get to the other guests,
I'm
I'd like to
sorry.
say that
I didn't
I'm
mean to
glad
interrupt
that,
you.
on a previous show, I complained because from the Broward Folk Club, you just had the secretary down here, and I was a little upset. I thought we could at least get the, the vice president or the treasurer, and now here we've gone straight to the top. We got the president of the folk club, and I'm just glad that
Thank you,
we're
Mr.
finally
Pablo.
upgrading a little bit. Has Bob Dylan been in touch yet? Have we gotten Bob? Is he going to be on that show?
I've sent him a note, and he hasn't got back in touch with me. But
Okay,
I'll
well,
let you know.
as you can see, folks, we're continually upgrading our guests, and just stay tuned, and who knows who'll be on next.
Our other guest, continuing our upgrading here, is Tim McNamara. Hi, Tim.
Hello there, Michael. How are you?
Fine. Occurred to me just the other day that the last time I saw you perform was with your partner called Real Escape Salesman.
Right.
Are you still...
No, the problem with Real Escape Salesman is that the other half of the act is now the second concert master with the Swedish Symphony.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So it's kind of broke up the act.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
But that was, you did an opening for Uncle Bonsai, so I
Right.
thought I'd give you a little plug there. But also what I found interesting about your line of employment, you're the theater director for the Expressive Arts Center at the South Miami Elementary School?
This is correct.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a part of the magnet program of Dade County Schools. There are, as you probably know, a number of schools throughout the county that are trying to tap in on special interest or talents of youngsters. At our center, we have a program in theater, dance, music, and art. And there are 4 other schools within the county that tap into these particular talents. There are also magnets in languages or in broadcast arts.
And the kids in the elementary school level are interested in this?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, naturally, especially in theater, that just the whole concept of play through theater and through characterization is an exciting concept to them.
So I imagine that's pretty exciting, seeing this young kids with talent coming along. Are there anybody that you've kind of taken a special interest in, or how long?
Personal question.
Yeah, well, I guess that we've got a special interest in all of them. It is exciting, though, that you get to see them grow in the area. I've been with the programs now for 8 years, and it's great that a number of my first-year students back at Rainbow Park Elementary back in like 1980 and now have gone on and are in college on scholarships in theater at schools like Boston University or SMU. So it's great to be able to track them and know that...
Any of them on a sitcom yet?
No.
Ah.
No. In fact, a number of them have been calling, though, and do want to kind of look into the area of talk show host or co-host.
Oh, we'd be
So-
happy to train any of them. Anybody
Yeah.
who wants to
Well,
know.
Sure.
actually, they had seen the show and thought, "Gee, I can do that." So actually,
Well, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's great.
Inspiring these kids. And that is such a wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tim.
thank you very much. That's very nice. Yeah, we like as Mike said, we'd be glad to train him. Michael's been saying we'd also like more. You were saying you like more women on the show too, because a lot of our guests
Yes,
are male. So
Yes, a
any
lot
of
of
those young, well, We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
And so I imagine you're involved in theater and also music.
Yes, that's true. The music is just kind of a byproduct, a hobby, and but also.
I was at a party once. I can't remember if it was you or not. Do you know a lot of Beatles songs?
Oh God, that was Jerry Caracappa's Christmas party.
This
some
guy is
10 years
unbelievable.
ago.
I'm telling you, this guy, you would name
Instant
a
recall.
Beatles song, regardless what album, and he would play it. Any Beatles song,
That's a lot of
unbelievable.
songs too, Mr.
Yeah.
Stock.
It is, it's unbelievable. But we're not here to talk about Beatles songs.
No, we're not.
Do you realize, you don't know this, but
Yeah.
he also used to be on the board of the Folk Club of South Florida too. So 3 out of 4 people in this community are members of this organization.
That's right.
If we
Of
go,
the community?
if we
Of
just
this
go by
little
this
mini-
little
this
group
mini
right here.
community.
I
that
used to
we have
perform. I
here.
performed at the
That's
Folk Club.
right.
All right, see,
My
100%.
first time ever at the Folk Club was seeing Alan a good 4 or 5 years ago, turning on the blues.
Mr. Poe
Let's
used
not
to have
date
a
me too much.
band called Al Poe and the Beef Chunks. And he no longer sings. And why is that, Mr.
Well,
Poe?
because my acting career sort of took over. I was doing theater all the time. I could never rehearse with the band. It really wasn't fair to the rest of the Beef
Okay,
Chunks.
well,
I was
we're
a-
not really here. We're not interested in you, Mr.
Well,
Poe.
I
here
wanted to
today.
bring up the fact that I was an actor anyway. I was wondering, are you hiring acting coaches at this? Maybe I can get a job out of this.
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
that's okay.
gee.
Well, maybe your acting will go along the way as your music career, Alan.
I didn't need that job.
Anyway, we
It's
do
all right.
call this show New Traditions, and we ask all our guests to provide something new and original. So, Mr. McNamara, do you have an original song?
I do have an original song,
Oh,
although
thank
it was occurring to me with Linda doing something old that if everyone who comes on the show is doing something new, sooner or later that idea will get to be old.
Yeah.
So by her
Except
doing
that
something
only-
old, I thought that was kind of a new thing for new traditions.
Except hardly anybody's actually done a new song yet.
You know,
It's a challenge, you know.
Yeah.
We ask people to do something new, and what happens is they lie. They say yes, we'll do something new to get on the show. And once they get here, they put us on this
I
spot.
never did that. I told you flat out.
Is that right? You told Mr. Poe? Anyway, let's just drop this. I'll
Don't
pretend
believe
it never
Don't believe
happened. Anyways, Mr. McNamara, what piece of music do you have?
this is a little piece that I've been playing for a few years that occurred to me in a bad dream. And it's called Opalaka Mudslide. Yeah.
Great.
But I was a little disappointed. I thought you were going to sing. You see, Mr. Stock, I did a little research here, and I went to see Tim at a show. He was doing a show called Spoon River Anthology at the New Theater, and you know, my goodness, he had one of the best voices in the cast. It was really. Well, it's true. You should have heard the rest of them.
That's right. There were no words to that.
There were no words to that, yeah.
Right. No, actually, there were lyrics to it. I had worked on this with Marcel Marceau, and so it's. I had kind of hoped that you would get involved in that song by maybe getting up and doing some mime, or
You didn't tell us. I'm sorry.
Well, we
Well,
were
I
prepared, but
would have thought you'd have known.
Yeah.
Yes,
You should have brought along some of
Obviously
those students you have. You know, I'm sure they're into mime.
Yeah, they are,
Yeah.
and I should have the next time.
Next time.
Okay.
You do some mime backups.
Like that.
Well, I'd have some more questions, but I don't know. Do you have any more questions for?
Well, I just want to
McNamara?
say, you know, any of those potential female trainees that would like to, you know, maybe work on the co-hosting here, we'd just like to be glad to train them. At our facilities are not exactly state-of-the-art, but we'd be glad to roll out the casting sleeping bag, and I'm sure we could work something.
Okay.
I don't know what to say to that, but whatever Mr. Poe has in mind, I guess.
Nothing, actually nothing, just a
train.
joke. Just kidding.
Okay. Well, we're listening to New Traditions, and we have time for one more song. Have any volunteers? It has to be original, though.
He played
Oops.
original. Didn't I
No.
cover?
No,
didn't I cover-
that was an
He
older
did
song.
original. Yeah. Wasn't that original? Or no, it wasn't.
That was original.
That was original. So
How
we got
about
that
those
covered.
list of questions? I'm plumb out of questions, Mr. Poe. Don't you have a list of questions there that you could?
Well, yeah, actually.
Could ask-
Well, I could always plug what's coming up at the Folk Club if you're really hard up
Well,
for stuff to talk about.
We could do that, except the show is on tape.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'd rather hear somebody sing.
I see.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
your.
you guys could do something together.
Well,
That's very
No, actually,
Nah.
I think we'd like to, but I think that we're in different tunings.
He's in G tuning, I'm in
I'm in
standard.
an open tuning.
It'd be like art music.
What about these questions? I thought you were going to pull
All right. Well, you know, we've done a lot of shows, Mike, and dang, you know, it's hard to keep coming up with questions, so I brought this along. It's a questionnaire, but it's ostensibly, at least, a job application form for none other than Hubbard Dianetics Foundation. You all know Ron Hubbard and the Dianetics?
Not
and this is their
personally.
job application, which I was sent in the mail, or actually not me, but somebody named Scott Kevin Wheaton, who I don't know, but it came to my address.
I figured this would be interesting, a new line of questioning, but I do have to just preface it by saying there's only a few minutes left in the show, so if you could just keep your answers short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What specific thing or situation about work prevents you from being as happy as you'd like to be? Either or one of you can take this one.
Working.
Working. That's
working.
short.
That's
That's
short.
yeah. We
That's
like
short.
that. That's good. Succinct. What
Artificial
about
light.
that
I
is
would say
causing you to
artificial
be
light.
unhappy? What?
artificial light.
Artificial light.
Artificial light.
Okay. Well, that answers my next question. What about that is causing you to be unhappy? How does this affect your life? The artificial light.
Yeah, it's sapping my vitamin A resources, you know.
Okay, I think it's
If
enough
this
of that.
situation were resolved, what would happen? Well, it would be dark, I guess. You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to get your work
No, I'd
done.
get a skylight.
If you could have any job you wanted, this is a good one, Mike.
Okay, that's
if you
the
could have
final.
any job you wanted, what would it be?
I guess I'd like to go back to my old job of playing shortstop for the Red Sox.
Well, that just about does it for
We'll
the time
save
we
some more of
have
these,
here. We'll save some more of those
Yeah.
questions. Fascinating
Good ones.
questions.
Good
Thank you,
questions.
Mr. Poe. The show is called New Traditions. We're here every week, the same time, the same station, and today's guest was Linda Graham from the Folk Club of South Florida. Thank you, Linda.
It was
for
my pleasure. Thanks, Michael.
taking
Thank
your
you, Edgar.
time. And Tim McNamara. Thank you, Tim.
Always fun, Mike.
And we'll be looking forward to watch you on TV. And I want to remind our guests to
Can't
please send in your T-shirts. We need more shirts. We're running out of them rapidly, and I would hate for us to go bare-chested. Actually, that would be kind of drastic.
what I had to do on the last
Scary.
It'll be aesthetically.
Although
Damaging.
talking about bare-chested, that could improve our ratings, and which is the reason why I brought my crystal to the show, because this crystal was given to me special. It has the inner energy and the life force to improve ratings. So I thought I'd bring this along and let everybody know that that's the purpose of this.
Gosh, that's really groovy.
Maybe you should
Mr.
put that on the
Stock.
transmitter.
Put it on the transmitter. Okay, what else?
Well, do we have time for a song? Or?
Let's play a song.
Let's see. Let's check our time. Yeah, I think we got time for one more song.
You want us to do a song?
Yeah, can you do a song? Yeah, do a song real quick.
Sure, I'll do a
You're the
song.
guest, after all.
That's
That's why
right.
that's why
Oh,
you're
sorry.
here.
All right. This is a Roach Sister song. One in Louisiana, another one travels around. One of them mainly stays in Heartthrob Town. I am not their main concern, they are lonely too. I am just an arrow passing through. When they send me off at dawn, pay the driver my fare. They know I am going down somewhere. When they look into my eyes, I know what to do. I make sure the words I say are true. Oh, the married men, makes me feel like a girl again to run with a married man. You could do a little harmony here. One says he'll come after me, another one will drop me a line. One of them says all my agony is in my mind. They know what is wrong with me, none of them wants my hand. Soloing in my traveling wedding band. Oh, the married men, never would have had a